Hello, my good people. Eric here, and I'm a bit under the weather from I don't know what, a cold maybe, but I got a little bit of my tea left here. So to move on from that, I'm going to be reviewing, giving my opinion on My Country, The New Age on Netflix. Spoilers ahead. It's I'm gonna skip the synopsis, K-drama, action, a little bit of romance. I'm gonna skip all that. You know what? It's about two friends and they're fighting over my country during the transition of the Gory Goryeo to the Joseon period. Real events fictionalized in this show. But yeah, so I'm kind of mixed feelings on this. I mean, I liked it, but there were points that I didn't like. I mean, I love. I think it was a really great period drama. I loved the aesthetic, like how everything looked, like 19 or 1390s, 1400s. Like it just, I loved it. It was just the outfits everybody was wearing, the I don't know what you would call them, samurai, because I know Japanese is samurai. I don't know if that's the same thing here, but just I loved just the violence going around, and I mean, if you're against me, then I'm gonna kill you for it. Like I just thought that was awesome, but I liked the overall scheme of things, the art, how we look through it, art, the two main protagonists that we look through, that 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 got a little, I could have almost done without them. Like the time period was cool, the actors were incredible. Like Bang Wan, dude, is a straight boss, like just a badass. And Namjoon, unbelievable antagonist, like unbelievable, unbelievably menacing. I don't know if I've ever seen a villain that is just so. What did I write down? I think I wrote a couple things down on my phone. Just so cutthroat, like willing to do anything. I'm getting into characters, plot. Stay with plot, Eric. Um, yeah, but like the whole. Okay, so in the beginning, I'm a huge fan of, let's kind of foreshadow a little bit. If we got a time period here, let's show the I don't know how to do this on the camera, but say this is the present. It's opposite for me to you. This is the present. This is the past. We're gonna show a little bit of the present right here, and then we're gonna jump all the way back into the past, and then we're gonna catch back up to the present, and then go a little bit further. And like for those who have seen the Berserk anime, if you have, it does that. It shows a little bit of the beginning, or a little bit of the present, goes all the way back into the past for a whole lot of episodes. Um, My Country, I think, did it for 12 episodes, and then it catches back up and then goes a little bit further. I love that storytelling. I am such a fan. It does. It kind of gets you intrigued on how did these characters get to this way, like what made them, because you could see the rivalry in the beginning, but them saying, "No, I don't want to fight you, but I need to fight you," and all that. Why did these, what could be friends, why did they get to this point in time? What made them get to this? And I love it. On the flip side of that is it loses all, not merit, but like there is no scare. You never are in fear that, or worried, or there's never any doubt that they're not going to die. So no matter what injury they get, what what happens in anything, what happens, they're going to be fine until you hit that point in time. So that's but that's just part of that storytelling. But I do kind of like knowing in the beginning, kind of like how things are gonna play out here. And yeah, it was definitely quite the ride. But like I said, well, okay, plot. So the two characters are, best friends, and then the one character, Nam Seonho, man, I wish I could. I know Hui, Seonho, Seon. Oh, I don't know. I'm pronouncing that right. The pretty boy of the two. He pretty much best friends, does whatever he can, betrays his best friend, gains military rank. Meanwhile, Hui, the other main character, lovable, all it just is a true friend. He's not willing to stomp on others to get what he wants. The other dude is, and he is just put through the ringer. I mean, he is just put through hell. The other dude becomes a captain or somewhere in ninth rank or something, and pretty much has to get rid of anybody who knows that he cheated. So he sends Hui off to war, and his sister loses his memory because of all this, and so much. So the beginning is, I feel like the beginning is more of a setup into. Well, it plays off of these characters. So he goes to war, and then Seonho, he goes to war and has kind of the king, well, the general's ear the whole time, and you come to find out that the general's gonna do a coup. I don't even know what's the word. How would you say? The general is going to have a coup on the king and take over, and so then you find out that like this is gonna happen. The king needs to get rid of to make it look like, or the general needs to make it look like what the king is doing. This war that he's involved in is not good for the people. So they end up trying to kill Hui in that front battalion there, and Sioho. Maybe that's a Sioho. I should have I need to start recording these so I can say it. He I can only imagine. I'm sorry. I understand I'm probably saying these wrong, so I apologize in advance. I don't quite remember how they said them in the show. They say them so quick, and I don't think it's the same spelling on IMDb. Anyways, Seonam, he goes and he tries to kill Hui and dang near succeeds, but gets stabbed instead or whatever, and once again, Hui's betrayed. It just stacks up. The betrayal is just at this point. See, whatever.
Son Ho.
So at this point, Hui has just been betrayed multiple times. I mean, Sanho, I think I had to look that up, but I think that's how you pronounce it. Sanho has betrayed him when he went to go get in their fight to become um, guard or whatever, working for the king here, working for the court. Um, Sanho betrayed him, did all that, then pretty much got him enlisted in the army and caused his sister to lose her memory and about die, and didn't tell Hui at all, and then tried to kill Hui and his band that was up there on the mountain. And it's just so much betrayal and the whole time. And this is the big part that I noticed is really like, dude, like, all right, man. Like, if I had a friend who hit me in the back, it'd take a lot for me to be nice to him. If I had a friend who made me enlist in the army and didn't tell me my sister was alive, that is the point that I mean, if not before then, but that is the point that I'm done. I'm done with you. And we just that's where the friendship went a little too far. I mean, it's kind of like that Naruto Sasuke friendship. It's like, dude, you're delusional. He doesn't want any part of you. He's tried to kill you at this point, and you still want him to live. And it went, by the end, I was sick of the friendship. I was sick that we saved Sanho, I don't know how many times, brought him back to life. And then I was sick of Sanho bringing Hui back to life. Those dudes at the end were pincushions, like literal pincushions. And I mean, they were bulletproof. At the very end, I'm just gonna have to rant about this for a minute. At the very end, they're getting ready to, they're raiding the court with trying to get Bangwan to stop his order, to roll his order back or whatever. And so Sanho sits there and, I mean, he just got stabbed multiple times. And this dude's ready and gives him the final blow right there. And he picks up his sword, stabs that dude, immediately dies. Immediately. Immediately just is dead. And Sanho, I mean, holds out for, I swear to God, an hour until Hui can get back and hear his dying words. I mean, finally he died, and then Hui dies as well. But it just, the whole time between their immortality and their friendship. I mean, their friendship was immortal, but so were they at a certain point, and it just got a little too much. I mean, that was the one thing that started grating on my nerves. Um, yeah, I mean, Sanho, there's so much wrong with his character. Okay, so plot. Like I said before, the whole transition, like everything other than our main characters. I mean, I liked their story. I liked some of the things that they did, just certain elements I didn't like. Like, I liked that Hui went to war. I thought that was awesome. I mean, he was just brought down to the depths of hell. And I liked that he had to struggle for his life, not knowing whether his sister was alive or dead. And then he had to survive and fight off them guys at that Laodong mountain. And then, what was after that? Yeah, I'm focusing on that because now I can't remember the whole. I remember there was like a 3 year time skip, and then there was like a 6 year time skip, and I loved the 6 year time skip. But after he got out of there, um, I like that I like that he, the friends that he made along the way. Those are some good dudes that he made. The guy with the, I mean, for comedic effect, his nasty teeth. The doctor, he had some good moments. Um, Muck, was it Moonbach? The teeth, Cheeto and Jong was the muscle. After he gets back, Hui pretty much finds out that, okay, so Hui finds out his sister's alive, and then that whole saga is all about, or that whole arc is all about Hui being a double agent, doing whatever he can to save his sister. So that was the whole save your sister deal there. Meanwhile, Sonho is barking a lot. I say that because he has no bite. I mean, that's all he did was bark. That was another thing I didn't really. He just, some of the things he did, like, you do that. I don't know what I can't. The one instance I'm gonna pull is at the very end when he tells his dad, "You do any orders without me, I'm gonna kill you." And then his dad does like 30 orders without him, and he just looks at him, just shakes his head, just can't believe you did that. And the whole, he just dude was out of his league. He just didn't do anything. Like he was always in the road. I Yeah, I mean, he was always after trying to play chess when he wasn't even on the, he was wanting to play 3D chess with checkers. or or dominoes or something. I mean, he wasn't even in the right field. He was always behind for the longest time. He was always just behind. But Hui and his sister, um, I'm probably skipping a whole lot, but for content's sake, let's keep this short. Um, so he does a whole lot of gaining Bang Wan's trust and getting almost dying by Bang Wan and truly gaining his trust at the end there, which I kind of like. I like that whole thing with hunting the tight. Bang Wan seeing through Hui's. Why are you on this mountain? How can you shoot a wolf in the eye, but you can't shoot that archer up there or whatever? But yeah, him gaining Bang Wan's trust, and then oh wait, I skipped a part, or wait, did I? Either way, whenever Yeon dies, Namjae John he pretty much is that after the assassination attempt on Bang Wan? Yeah, it is. So he ends up he's at this point wanting to kill Namjong for sending him to war and just really ruining his entire life and holding Yeon captive. So he tells Hui to kill Bangwon, and um, yeah, so Hui just makes a show, just goes in there, arrows blazing. I mean, he must have had 100 arrows. I felt like, but he went in there, and that was a cool twist. It ended up being a plot, or ended up being like just a undercover, just a they pre planned it, and I thought that was just awesome. And but the whole thing is Nam John is so freaking treacherous that when Hui actually committed suicide, he poisoned the dagger, and that affected him all the way until it was convenient enough to where there was a certain couple episodes where it was detrimental that we still had the poison, and then all of a sudden he pretty much got better for plot, I guess. See, there was like little stuff like that, and I'm not big on that type of stuff. Like, I don't really notice when I notice something like that. It's obvious because I'm very oblivious, and it's just like so for the longest time, like under detrimental circumstances, he's about to die or he's about to kill somebody. Or I'm about to die. And he goes on the floor, and Sanho has to save him. I say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the series. I say I do, but it wasn't without its problems. Um, Yeon, her death was stupid, for lack of a better word. Um, okay, I mean, fair. Like, yeah, we need to hurt Hui more. I mean, we need to really bring him to the depths of hell to continue this plot here. But the way that the Venom attacked him right when he's about to shoot her in that useless swordsman that protected Huji, Hijai, Hijai, Haji, the madam, the new mistress, the new madam of Juha, Juha. That swordsman is so incompetent and useless, and I couldn't stand him. Like after she died, and I mean it was an emotional scene. Don't get me wrong, but I mean it just wasn't like super believable because everything just went wrong at the right moment. It was just like I don't know if I don't know. Like he literally the swordsman literally just stood there and watched, and I'm just from then on I couldn't like the dude was just absolutely useless in my opinion. Like why you might as well be holding an umbrella. Why are you holding a sword? Because you don't do anything with it. You couldn't even take two guys on a bridge or whatever when they were attacking Juha. Where's Juha coming from? Juha? Now I don't remember when they're attacking that her place, the place with all the women, um, on that bridge because she blocked the entrance to the king, from the king getting back to the royal palace. He just stood there and what defend he like he got it just just useless. Like I have nothing good to say about that dude at all. Just he didn't do anything. he, he was just a statue. He was just there to look intimidating. Maybe I guess I don't know. But so Yeon dies, and if I wasn't so irritated at how it happened, it sucked for Hui. But now he's got to get vengeance on Namjoon. Now he's got to destroy his world, and then that's where the time skip happens. There was a 6 year time skip, and then there was like a couple year time skip. I think that was because the one was after the prince was grown up. That might have been when Hui went and became a peddler and got a lot of money, all in order to buy a little buy whatever he needed to pretty much destroy Namjoon, like not kill him, but just utterly wreck his entire world, which was very satisfying. I mean, so he helped Bang Wan pretty much do all that and tore everything that he with. It started with them gold things that Namjoon needed, these gold these gold, whatever they were, vases to complete the blood pact in order to get all the royalty on his side, and then with all the royals on his side, he could overthrow the king. But in order to do that, Namjoon had to give Hui that property that would pretty much set it up to where Hui could do a coup. And so that was very cool. The politics, that strategy. There's a lot of strategy in this, and I thought that was all awesome. And that was just Namjoon. I mean, he was just cutthroat and ruthless, and Bang Wan was ruthless. I mean, just had no hesitation to kill Namjoon. No hesitation to kill his brothers. Kill the crown prince. I mean, straight up just killed him. That child, just, and that's what I like. I mean, I really Bang Wan. Man, I liked his. I really liked his when he was all of a sudden do the real deep voice, just the real noble voice. I thought he was a freaking awesome actor, and just crushed it. Just was so awesome, and I'm curious to know if Bangwan was actually in the true history, if he was actually a king, or how that lineage all went. But yeah, it. So once Namjoon was dead, oh, so I guess they still had to get Bangwan as crown prince. I'm assuming. Um, Nam, what was Hui? I mean, he was done. He got his revenge. What did he have to live for? Meanwhile, Sonho is, I don't know what he's doing, because he really, like I said, at this point he just didn't do a lot. I mean, he was wanting to do a lot, but he was always under the cover of darkness in the shadows, scheming and plotting that literally amounted to nothing. It always amounted to him getting almost killed multiple times. But I just remember the next like arc, or the final ending of it, was Hui, the king, is trying to kill Bangwan, and he's trying to figure out how to plot that, how to get the brothers to kill each other, or how to get this. And Bangwan's just too smart, so he got Bangon captured for trying to kill him. And anyways, come to find out that Bangwan is the one who killed Hui's father. But now that he knows this, Bangwan doesn't trust him, so Bangwan wants to kill him. And then you got the ending where he wants him to cancel his order, and he knows he has to die. He said he was going to die the whole time after his sister died. So, and then I forgot, you got the romance between him and Huje, or whatever her name was. I'm looking over here because that's where my list is at of names, but Han Hije. I'm gonna have to Google. Okay, so I guess it's Hije. I'm not at this point. I don't know. Yeah. So let's see. Hije, I could have done without her the entire time. I mean, well, she did some stuff, but the romance with her and Hui was so cringe. I saved it. I saved the song. Anytime this came up, I literally face palmed. I just they played that song every sad scene in the beginning anyway. I think they did start changing it up at the end there, at last couple episodes. But talk about an overused song to the point that I hated it, and I hated any scene that it started playing in, because it was so overused and so just cringy. I just, oh my god, like, ugh. At least that was my opinion of it. Like, I couldn't stand it. And usually it correlated with any time that song came on, He, whatever, she was on the screen. It was like her song. It just, I don't know. I mean, she really cared about Hui, but that whole, like, I don't know, trying to constantly protect her, and then literally going to die at the end, and I don't know. I just, she pretty much got her entire, after the madam passed on that whole kingdom, the whole Juhar or whatever to her, whatever that place was called, Ihuaru, Ihuaru, passed that on to her. She pretty much got everyone killed because she was looking out for Hui. So she Yeah, that was a thing. Um, yeah, I mean, whatever. So I guess I'm into characters, but Hui just a little heavy. I mean, I mean, believed in friendship to a point that it was unrealistic. Like, there ain't no one in the world who would take that much brutality and betrayal and ruthlessness and still want to save your friend at the end, even though he's made more friends. Like, he made better friends who really wanted to protect him. In, who was it? Cheeto, Moonbok, and Jongbom. Like, those dudes were like a family and like loved him. But he still looked out for that Sunho dude. I'm like, dude is just blind, ignorant, blind. Anyway, he just like shields it. He just doesn't want to know, but he just doesn't want to see the reality of it. And he would all the way at the end. I don't know. Sunho and Hui, between the both of them, should have been dead. Episode 3. I'm taking a guess, but it was way early on. Like, they just were just impervious to death. But their friendship and Son Ho, I'm done with you, Hui. I never want to see you again. But he saves them, and because they let each other live, they pretty much anything that ever went wrong was because the other one let the other one live. Like, Sunho probably could have easily become something if he let Hui die, and Hui could have been something if Sunho died, but couldn't let her friend die. It was Hui believed too much in Sunho, and then Sunho being the standoffish, hard boiled, like, he came around at the very end, but that whole I don't know what there's a term I'm looking for, sunder. I don't know what it is, but he ended up playing it off, but caring at the end. But it's just like the friendship was just almost unbearable, kind of like Naruto Sasuke, if you know what I'm talking about. That's the only real example I can think of where a friendship is so unbearably cringed, it almost ruins the show. And that's kind of how this was. It redeemed itself because they both died at the end. I was happy with how it ended. Truthfully, I'm glad they both died. I think that was the only way it could have ended because they had no place in this in real history. So their story was made up, so they needed to go anyway, I guess. But it was just fitting because they both Hui made it to where everyone else can live, and Sunho died protecting his friend, which he regretted doing the whole time. Which he says at the end, "My country was a step back with Hui and Yeon." You realize that a little too late, bud. I'm sorry. When you literally lost everything, and the only two people who believed in you, the only two people who actually believed in you, and you literally killed them, just about killed both of them, and or betrayed the absolute heck out of the one and got the other one pretty much killed. But like, dude, you're dumb. uh, yeah. So Sunho, I don't have a lot to, now that I'm like really getting in on this. I don't have a whole lot of good to say about them. Um, Sword skills were cool. I mean, they weren't. Hui had a really incredible sword god dad, General Siam or Gyam Seo was just a sword god, and I was thinking like Hui would be kind of like a Kenshin, would be like a god in and of himself, but I mean they did all right, and then they would get mortally wounded only to come. I would rather them be unbelievably indestructible or unbelievably skilled and literally not even get damage than to just about go on the verge of death every single time they get hurt. Whatever. Um, but I liked it. I don't think I'll rewatch it. If there was a season two, I doubt I would watch it because if there was even potential for one, obviously it left off in a good spot. But there was just I can only handle so much of that. Like I like the period drama, but it was just some parts of it I noticed some parts that I didn't like, and then after you start noticing stuff, you notice more and more and more and more, and that also just builds up. But whatever, decent, good ending, good as one could expect with how they died. Everyone else got to live a happily ever after. Um, so yeah, I don't. I mean, just the friendship. That was like the main. That was who Hui was. I mean, Hui was just a. He was that was just like one characteristic was friendship, and trust. Un, un an unbelievable amount of blind trust in anybody. But well, I shouldn't say that because he did have some pretty sweet, like he would say something and bait him, and make there was some awesome strategy throughout this whole show. There was some incredible political intrigue, the politics between the different sons and the king and the different factions. I loved it. That was awesome. Um, the strategies to get people to have justification to kill this person or kill that person or capture this person or just the to make it all legal was awesome. That was so awesome. Um, I love just the king, and his coup and all of that was just awesome. That whole political scene was just incredible. Um, yeah, if you take out like our main characters, it was amazing. I mean, well, not like I said, you can't take them out because they did have some really cool scenes and arcs. You know, just they had some cool moments. Some real. What was the real? There was a song on here that I wanted to play. I played a little bit of it on accident, but anytime this song came on, dude, that you know stuff was gonna go down when that song started to play, and that was awesome. That was so much that went on. Like when that song was down, I mean, eyes were being opened. The everything was just unfold. Something was gonna unfold, and that or um, Sanho was about to make a stupid move or spill the reveal his hand. So it wasn't. I did hit on a lot of the bad. Uh, it was still enjoyable. I still made it through. I don't know. It was still a good contribution to that time period in the turmoil that it was. So Hi G J whatever G A he hi Hui's girlfriend. Okay, she was a whatever. I touched on her. Seong the king was the king. I mean, he didn't want to give up power, so his whole move and electing a young crown prince, I thought was just really cool. Just like yes, that was like that. Yeah, that makes sense. That's yeah. He finally made it to king, so of course he's gonna want to keep kinging it up. Like he wants to be the king. He's power hungry at that point. And after the 6 year time skip, which was so awesome, I love time skips. He was still king, and he was still not wanting to give up power. And I mean, who would if you not single handedly, but you were the spearhead of this coup, and you had power. I mean, you either take it or you leave it in the and then so if you leave it in the beginning or you take it in the beginning, but then once you have it, it's yours. And he didn't want to give it up. Understandable. So that was just the king was pretty ruthless and willing to just sever any path and kill anybody that stood in his way and was going to change the outcome of things, which was awesome. Cheetah, those three guys were all lovable, good side characters. Namjoon, like I said, cutthroat, utterly cutthroat antagonist, awesome dude, did anything he could to win. Got a little carried away with Hui and Bangwan's plot to uncover the to out him. He got a little anxious there at the end, but just was so villainous. What a great, just an absolute great villain. Just portrayed awesomely. Yeon, I mean, she just had her memory moment. She was just there to for Hui. I mean, she wasn't really much of anything. She was just there to I don't know the whole thing with her like sewing that thing for Sanho. Like you're you're not making Sanho likable. I mean, from the very beginning when he betrayed Hui and hit him in the back, that was the end for me. Like there was nothing you could do to like really redeem this guy. I don't care. Like even if she liked him, like I'm sorry, that whole they like they tried to make it to where with just tried to redeem him, but yeah, right. Um, Bangwan. Oh, Bangwan. Where is Bangwan? Oh, Bangon. Bangwan. Like I said, another incredible dimensional character. Just out for the throne. He's getting there no matter what. And he's been plotting and scheming 20 years ago when he killed Hui's father. So I kind of am curious how old Bangwan is because I feel like if he killed Hui's father, what would that be, 10 years ago? Hui's father, how old? Whatever, killed him. He's been scheming and plotting this for a long time. So, and then to kill the king, the former king, and not get any, and then his father kind of shunned him for it. Man, that's just wrong. The king literally could have avoided all that if he just like congratulated his son for a job well done, but he made his bed that he had to sleep in. The king did anyway. So, but Bang Wan was just incredibly ambitious and did whatever he could to get there. Oh, Changa and hit. I just remember Changa, the wild, wily coyote looking dude. He just his hair was everywhere. Yeah, he was. Did he die? Did he die because he needed to die from day one? I mean, that dude was a double agent. I didn't see that one coming. Didn't see him being a double agent. That's for sure. But I don't know if he ever died on screen or not. Yeah. So characters. It pretty much covers all the characters, and I've touched on them before. But characters, I've touched on everything else. Cinematography, the scenes were awesome. The time period was awesome. The sword fights were choreographed, and I I started noticing that they do that real fast, like panning, the real fast zooming in and out, and left and rights and all that stuff to make it look like it's a fast paced, hurried fight when and then you got like a lot of people just standing there waiting their turn to fight. But no, I loved it. A lot of great sword fights, um, especially the duel, like the single duels, between characters. Those are just awesome, so awesome. Um, just an incredible plot with now that I'm just all like just the little stuff, the traveling. I've always been a big fan of. There was some at the end they had to like light speed arrived they're talking about doing one thing, and then literally the next scene they're there doing that thing. So I don't know time period. I don't know how much time went past, but they towards the end definitely there was a lot of warp speed, but there was a lot of horse riding, and so just that was well there was a lot that was just awesome. So I don't know. Like I'm conflicted because the main characters really irritated me, and that one song really ruined it in certain scenes for me. The romance was just hard to swallow at some points in time. Um, the main characters kind of just really were hard to handle. Like I've said, I'm just reiterating that point. So with that in mind, it was hard to like, okay, the main characters are cool this scene. What are they doing this next scene? Like, what are you guys doing? Oh, they're back to being cool. So I'm kind of conflicted because of all that. Meanwhile, everything else was just so freaking awesome. The drama, the political intrigue, not some of the drama was unawesome, but the politics and just the fight for power, that was this the cinematography, the landscape, just everything. A lot of good songs, so I'm gonna leave it there. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm that dude on Gladiator. Just I don't know really where to go with this here. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's probably gonna be my thumbnail here. Um, Tell me what you think in the comments below. Did I assess something right or wrong? Um, yeah, let me hear your guys' opinion on it. And I will see you on the next one.